Okay guys, so in this lecture we'll be starting off with a new chapter called carbohydrates. Okay, so the old definition of carbohydrates is anything which is hydrate of carbon is known as carbohydrate. The general form is defined by CXH2OY. Okay, and if X and Y are 2, obviously this is acetic acid, and if 1, it's a formaldehyde. Okay, but according to the new definition of carbohydrates, compounds which are polyhydroxy aldehydes and ketones, or which are hydrolysis gives polyhydroxy aldehydes and ketones which have at least one chiral center in them are called carbohydrates. Okay, so now we'll be looking into some categorization of diglyceraldehyde, which is of the structure having one CHO, one CH2OH, and OH and H on one carbon atom, which is the chiral center as well. So it is subcategorized into two uh, compounds, which is D-erythriose and D-threose, which is nothing but OH group on the right hand side and OH on the left hand side. Okay, now we further divide or classify it into two sub components or subparts, which are D-ribose and D-arbinose. D-ribose is nothing but OH on the right hand side, and arbinose is nothing but OH on the left hand side. Similarly, D-threose is then subcategorized into two parts, which is xylose and lyose. Okay, so similarly, OH on the left on this carbon attached on the on this position will have xylose, and on the left hand side you can draw the structure will be called as lyose. Okay, then this ribose is further subcategorized into allose and altrose. Okay, allose is again one carbon atom attached here with OH on the right hand side, and altrose can be similarly drawn with OH on the left hand side. Similarly, for arbinose, you can draw one more carbon atom here with OH on the right hand side, which will be called glucose, and on the left hand side it would be called mannose. Similarly, xylose and lyose can again be subcategorized into two parts, glucose, allose, and similarly lyose will be subcategorized into galactose and talose. Okay, so you now might be wondering how do you remember all these tough names and all these things. So a simple short trick to remember all these names is RAXL, and which is R stands for nothing but ribose. Okay, we can I'll start off with the detailed naming convention now, but I'm just telling the short trick that you just first write RAXL, and on the left hand side you just write AGGG, and on the right hand side you just write AMIT. Okay, so this will complete your whole of the chart of categorization of this compound, which is known as glyceraldehyde. Okay, so now actually R is ribose, arbinose, xylose, and lyose, and on the left hand side ribose can then be categorized into allose and altrose. Okay, here we'll be adding OH on the right hand side on the top of the carbon, and here we'll be adding OH on the left hand side. Okay, as we saw in this compound. Okay, so here OH was added on the right hand side, and OH here would be added on the left hand side on the top of this carbon atom. Okay, similarly all the structures follow by the same convention of adding the OH and OH group either on the right hand side or on the left hand side. Okay, so ribose would be then categorized into allose and altrose. Similarly, arbose will be categorized into glucose and mannose. Xylose will be categorized into glucose and allose, and lyose will be categorized into galactose and talose. Okay, so this forms one level of categorization of glyceraldehyde, then erythriose and threose. These two are erythriose, these two are threose. Similarly, within the erythriose we have ribose and arbinose. Within arbinose we have allose and altrose. Within arbinose we have glucose and mannose. Now these two are threose. Within these two threose we have under xylose glucose and allose under xylose, and for under lyose we have galactose and talose. Okay, so it would be good if you remember all these names, but even if you don't remember, it won't be that much of a problem. But general recommendation is you'll learn all these names just by writing these names one or two times and going through it couple of times, so you'll be able to remember all these names. Not a big deal. Okay, so with this we come to the end of this lecture. In the next lecture we'll be seeing more on carbohydrates. Okay, so till then, good luck and goodbye.